You're watching 726 right here in Harrison, Arkansas. With us is Dereck Westhafer. He is here with he's here to talk about the 2017 Regional Convention of Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's an event, Don't Give Up.
Don't give up, correct.
Okay, so tell us about that, Dereck.
Okay, good. It's, by the way, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
It's going to be held in Springfield, Missouri at the JQH Arena, which is a really nice facility, July 7th through the 9th. And many of the folks right here in Northwest Arkansas are receiving these. And if they're not home, it'll probably be in their door. And so the event is it's designed to encourage. We find that many people in our community are discouraged. There's a lot of challenges to cope with in today's world. And so the program is designed to help us to endure, to cope, but to do more than that, to thrive. And what it does is it uses God's Word to encourage.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have speakers that come in, or
Yes. In fact, there'll be 3 days of talks, videos, and there's a feature-length film that's broken up into 3 parts. Mm-hmm. The doors open at about 8:15. The program usually starts around 9:20. And usually it's talks is what it focuses. Mm-hmm. The whole idea is to focus on God's Word. And so we just would encourage our neighbors to bring a Bible and a sack lunch. But there's no collections and there's no admission as well.
No admission fees, good.
No admission.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a member of Jehovah's Witnesses to attend?
No, actually you don't. Last year we have this is an annual thing, and they're held around the world. And the attendance last year was around 13 million. And there's only about 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide. So, yes, interested ones in the community, and if they think they might be interested, it helps build spirituality. They're more than welcome to come. We'd love to have them.
Tell us a little bit about the Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, people have either an open mind, or they have misconceptions, or they slam the door in your face, because you guys really do evangelistic work, door-to-door, and other ways.
Sure. Well, yeah, that's a good statement. Personally, I was not raised one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I was in a couple other religions before I became one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I know what you're talking about. So the organization, the church as a whole, tries to base all their teachings on God's Word. And the ministry is what we're mainly known for, that and the use of God's personal name, the divine name, Jehovah.
Right.
But the motive for going door to door is really love. It's love for God and love for neighbor. And some might be surprised to know this, but it's actually a divine command. Jesus told his disciples that this was something that he expected them to do. And he actually took 70 and sent them out by twos. So so we, in imitation of Jesus and love for neighbor, love for God, try to do our best to.
And he also gave instruction on what to do in situations where people would accept them or not.
That's true, yes.
So it's a kind of a guideline for you guys, too.
Yes, in fact, he said, if they're interested, stay. Teach them. If they're not, leave. And so we have that attitude of, there's no desire to alienate anyone or try to force our beliefs on anyone. But we realize some have their own religion, their own beliefs, and so they're not interested. But many welcome our visits. In fact, we offer free home Bible studies. Many in the area enjoy weekly visits. Yeah. And I personally have heard comments where it feels like it builds their spirituality and has gotten them to reading their Bible again, drawing them closer to God.
If it helps in that way, that's a good visit.
Yeah. Now, another thing that this program should accomplish, maybe I can just read a couple of the talks that you mentioned there, Ann. These talks are designed to build the family and individuals. For instance, on Friday, there's a symposium. It's a number of different talks, Enduring Despite Unjust Treatment, Advancing Age. And I'm looking forward to that one, advancing age. Prolonged illness, or the loss of a loved one, or persecution. So what they'll do is they'll use different Bible principles, and they'll show us how we can best cope and deal with these problems right here. And there's also different parts for different family members, whether it's young ones, teenagers, even building marriages. And so it's all designed to help the family. And I think most come away from it feeling pretty good.
All those topics are obviously prevalent. They're prevalent then and now. So, yeah.
And see, we feel strongly that the Bible not only improves our life now by applying Bible principles, but gives us a hope for the future. And it seems like many we talk to today, they're discouraged about what the future holds in store. But God's Word holds out a very optimistic view of not just going to heaven, but changes that will be affected right here on our earth.
And that's the thing, don't give up.
That's it. And Jesus said something very interesting. He said the one that endures to the end is the one that will be saved. And so the Bible is full of encouraging scriptures that help us to keep on going, not to get discouraged, not to give up. In fact, there's one talk in here even designed for those who deal with depression. And so it's a little bit of something for everyone in the community.
Where can they find more information about this convention? Is there a place to go?
There is. I'm glad you asked that, Dan. We have a website. It's jw.org. In fact, not only if you want to learn more about the convention, you click on About Us, and then you click on Convention.
So to go to jw.org and then About Us?
About Us, and then Convention. Now, some, when they get there, might actually wonder about some of our teachings. We often, when we go door to door, hear, do you believe in Jesus? Well, the answer to that is obviously that we feel that there's no other name by which we can get saved. We feel that Jesus is God's Son, and that if we don't accept Him, then really we would be wasting our time. And some ask us questions like, why don't you have windows in your kingdom halls? And I hear that occasionally. Well, we do. Actually, the one in Marshall has windows. Some of them are designed for safety reasons. You know, I remember hearing you talk about your barn getting broke into one time, right? You lost your chainsaw and other things, right? So sometimes our kingdom halls don't have windows for security reasons. But see, they can find answers to questions like that and others on this website.
Yeah. Well, I think some people, you know, when I was talking to somebody the other day, you know, you hear something, you always, not always, but you have a tendency to go to the negative answer, your own made-up negative answer. So having the right answers or asking the question and then getting the answer for the real reason helps in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's misinformation about every religion and organization, really. And so the best way to find out the truth is to go to the source, that organization themselves. And so jw.org is a good chance for them to do that. And if they don't welcome a visit, they can do it in the privacy of their home, and it works out well.
I want you to tell the dates of the convention.
Okay, again, it's July 7th through the 9th at the JQH Arena. It's a nice facility, air conditioning, seats are fairly comfortable. I think that's where the Bears play basketball. And the doors should open about 8:15. If they're a senior or they have a disability, the doors open at 8, and there'll be someone there to assist them in.
Cool. Yeah.
And then it starts about 9:20 each day. And then it lets out, I think the last program finishes at 3:30.
Obviously, the earlier you get there, the closer you can be probably to...
Yeah, the better the seats you get.
To see.
Yeah.
And we want to emphasize this is a free event and no offerings, no donations.
You know what? They do have some boxes that are set up in places that aren't real conspicuous, and if someone wants to donate something anonymously, But that's not the purpose. The purpose isn't for financial gain. It's to edify ourselves spiritually through God's Word, the Bible. And we want to share that with our neighbors.
Well, good luck on the numbers. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Up next, we're going to be talking with Jim Baumgardner, and he's taken on a personal project to bring light and also information about a gentleman that's a veteran, and you probably have seen him on Main Street, and he's going to tell us about his story, and we've got some video of a recent, actually it's been shot this morning, is that correct? And we'll be getting an update on him. So stick around, stay with us, and come right back.